Hey everyone. So it's Friday, and I thought we can do a busted edition. So, in order to be able to give you guys an idea of what this busted edition is going to be about, I thought I could show you. Okay. So, we're going to watch something. Okay. When I picked it, because I wanted to pick something funny, I about died. Where is Michael Mitzel? I'm actually going to call him out because he would totally love it. Hey. Okay, so we are going to begin until my guest gets on here to watch something that's very similar. Well, it's going to be that type of fuckery today. So let's get it on. This is going to be so much fun. I hope you guys are ready to laugh, cry, but then we're going to get serious. Sometimes bringing humor into things that are very sad makes everything a lot easier. Enjoy the next 2 minutes.
Please meet Sarah. What's this about you sleeping with your friend's husband, was it, or boyfriend?
Yeah, my friend's husband.
Why would you do that?
I was just there, having fun. Lita drank too much tequila. She passed out.
Oh.
So I started dancing, dancing by myself. When I noticed this part was dancing behind me, we were dancing already.
Dancing behind you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were dancing, and I pulled him and I kissed him, and the thing, we had sex. So
you had sex with him?
Yes, I did.
He is not gonna get you long.
Are you gonna fight me?
It was only one. I was crazy. It was only one thing, but I mean, lately, Jerry, we have lost the spark of our intimacy.
Oh, the spark is gone.
That's not an excuse. There are marriage
Since
something.
the baby was born, we had only time for her, not only for us. I should have only eyes for you. I'm just asking you to have time to build time for ourselves and recover that intimacy between you and me. That way we can give our kids a better.
You don't know. You want time to think about it.
Yeah,
you want time to think of it, and you two, you won't be doing anything anymore together.
First of all, yes, I've been sleeping with your man. Second of all, it's just not sex. Okay, when I came back the past 2 months,
in my house.
Yes, but we've been talking, having emotional attachment. I'm falling in love with him. He's telling me the same.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You don't never show me no love, Max. It's like we're 50 years old.
Oh my God, look at the dude.
Hey. Just watching him behave here. Why? You're a smart woman. You're not going to sit there and say, this is what I can have in life, a guy that plays you like that. You can really do better.
So we're going to be talking clown show today. So I thought it would be great to just pick one of the most cringiest Jerry Springer episodes to open, and then kind of bring you back home to all seriousness. Sorry. Why do the dudes always look so like, come on, are you guys seriously fighting over this guy? Like, seriously though. So it's going to be a Jerry type episode, but it's very serious. So I wanted to share with you since Tom McDonald says that you guys can share my music and do whatever, I'm going to show you one of my favorite songs that he's ever put together that not a lot of people know about. And you're going to watch his video because it's that awesome.
Yeah. The Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers. But the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old. You get your duplication to enforce their message. They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, clone Eminem. He ain't rap since Encore. Know that cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. The game is a sham, turning the artists who challenge to sacrificial lambs. The labels and devils are shaking hands, creating our artists in labs. The executions have been televised, oh, they're on TMZ like every night. They take our heroes, give us weaponized clones. The revolution won't be televised. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude and the chains, but no one will ever do me the same. I can't be replicated. Try to control me, then guess again. Rebellion lives in my DNA. I can't be replicated, duplicated, imitated, fabricated, eliminated. No, I can't be replicated. System designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix they can't escape. I can't be replicated. If they killed the rappers who were spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger to reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. Indie contracts say worldwide, label contracts say universal. For all of time in all forms, they own all your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think that is facts, but for 50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. It's another way for them to win the war by weaponizing important celebrities. Don't kill your foes, just clone their gods. Then you'll control all your enemies. The executions have been televised, oh, they're on TMZ like every night. They take our heroes, give us weaponized clones. The revolution won't be televised. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude and the chains, but no one will ever do me the same. I can't be replicated. Try to control me, then guess again. Rebellion lives in my DNA. I can't be replicated, duplicated, imitated, fabricated, eliminated. No, I can't be replicated. The system designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix they can't escape. I can't be replicated. You can see the difference in their face now. Casualties of money and the fame, posing for the cameras with that fake smile. A clone of someone who they used to be. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude and the chains, but no one will ever do me the same. I can't be replicated. Try to control me, then guess again. Rebellion lives in my DNA. I can't be replicated, duplicated, imitated, fabricated, eliminated. No, I can't be replicated. The system designed me to be a slave. I'm the glitch in the matrix they can't escape. I can't be replicated.
Yeah, so Tom McDonald spit some real truth fire right there. And guess who I have on my screen right now? We're watching you. You could turn off your video, Patrick, if you're in the vehicle and you can only talk.
Okay.
You can. That way you can get to where you need to go. Since, you know.
Well, I'm just kind of staying like a little bit mobile right now. Why not?
Okay.
Hey, is there a clown for my icon there?
That was because we're doing the this edition of the show, Busted Edition.
All right.
So now we start the show. I started go. So, Patrick, let's start with something I want everyone to kind of see. And can you see the screen too?
Well, what do you mean? Yeah, I see stuff going through. What am I looking for?
Okay.
Okay,
I pulled up an article by Ali Akbar's boyfriend's site. And you can see here where they were promoting Enrique Tarrio's congressional campaign and how it drew a really large crowd about a year ago. And
with Akbar?
Yeah, well, Akbar is part of the Culture website, right? So they all Enrique Tarrio. I wanted to also show another article about this. if you guys are ready. So this is from The Guardian, and it clearly states, well, that there's a privacy agreement, and it says Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio was an FBI informant. So when we're talking about infiltration, it's quite a big thing, right? Enrique Tarrio is the leader of a far right group, but he was also an FBI informant. And if you remember, they arrested him the day that I arrived. Remember, he was being arrested at the airport while I was there. And so that was quite interesting, because when I was leaving the airport, he was getting arrested, and they were saying it was about burning a flag. Everyone, kind of just thought it was this. Were you with me at the hotel where Matt Couch was there saying that he's calling the lawyer to find out how he can help and stuff? Were you there? I know Matt was.
I don't. I think I've met Matt. Yeah, I don't remember the particular thing, but
no, I think
I've met Matt like one time. Yeah. His name keeps popping up all the time. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, Matt Couch was at the same hotel that I was at when I was checking in, and
yes.
He happened to be right there, and I actually met him in person, and it was great to see that he was still around after everything that his family's been through. But I guess some people just think that that they're being fought because they're doing the right thing rather than understanding that they're being used. And that's the hardest thing. But anyway, I don't want to.
Well, that's what I was explaining in Psyop the Steel, which actually had Enrique in it quite significantly, I would add.
Yes. Well, it also had Ukrainian assets that were part of the revolution. And
I believe it had Akbar in it too, didn't it?
A lot of it. Seems like Akbar is running around. Pretty interesting.
Seems like there was really too many for us to even fit in there, because I think we found a few more. What do you think, Tori?
We found a lot more. So I wanted. Okay, so today Patrick Berge is going to be breaking something awesome, and even though
not awesome.
Well, no,
it's fucking horrible and horrendous.
It is. But what I'm trying to let people see is that sooner or later, it comes around and bites you in the butt. So considering the fun that I wanted to have with this, even though it's extremely serious, I want you guys to be a little bit lighthearted. And when you put it out, this is what it reminded me of, the whole scenario, though it is a lot deadlier, right? Because we are talking blackmail. We're talking deaths. We're talking extortion. We're talking abuse,
treason,
right?
Treason.
Exactly. But still, there's an element of this. So there's an element of that going on in the whole thing. So not only do we have all that darkness, but then we have the disgusting portion of it, the Jerry Springer side of it. So it's going to be quite interesting today for everyone listening, how it's going to kind of roll out here.
Oh,
so,
Jesus.
Yeah. So I am ready for the busted edition. Please go ahead, Patrick.
Okay. So how about I start just right after Shadowgate, right when Millie's getting arrested. Right? Is that a good starting point to do a quick walkthrough to get people caught up to where we're at?
Yeah, I think that is a great walkthrough.
Okay. Well, actually, let's start by when I met Tori, right? Which was, I believe, 4th of July, maybe the day before, but I believe 4th of July.
In person. We talked
in person. We talked on the phone, met you in person. Wonderful 4th of July fireworks. Like that, either that day or the next day, we did. I did the interview with Millie and Gavin. I think right after that, I took off. Just before I got there, I had done. Okay, so and then I took off after that, right? couple months later, this is like 4th of July weekend. Now fast forward to August, middle of August, and Millie's uploading a documentary to you, I believe, correct? And the cops show up with some bullshit charge from a sealed indictment from an incident apparently that had happened earlier in April. These dates are significant, people. It helps understand what's going on because this is really complicated, right? So Millie gets arrested. She tells Tori, upload the video. Tori puts it out onto the internet, right? And millions, I think over 10 million people saw that documentary, Shadowgate. It was really well received. I was actually in hiding at the time, not really in hiding, but I was in Austin, just kicking back in a hotel waiting to be able to go speak to Alex Jones, which I thought I was going to speak to on a Monday, and this was a Friday, right? So when all hell broke loose with Millie and Gavin getting arrested, I was literally on the phone with Gavin when he was getting arrested. So I kind of freak out and I run over to InfoWars and just started knocking on doors because I had only gotten the address from I got the address just online from Service Process that he had been served with a while back.
Let me put a parentheses. At that time, I had contacted you and Alex Jones looking for an attorney for Millie because we knew that this was linked to Shadowgate. And while I was
by that time, you're literally live with him.
Mm-hmm. Because I was hoping he was going to give me an attorney, right? But he didn't. Instead, he was doing a show, and that was really weird. So I was hoping that you would get an attorney's name.
Yeah, right. So because when I got there, he sat me in the green room. He was talking to you, saying how wonderful you were, right? So I'm like, well, this is going well, no problem. And then you had talked for quite a while. Then they come in and I go out there and I sit and for about maybe a half hour talk to Alex, explained what was going on, So after that, all hell had broken loose. Everybody attacked us, right? This guy Akbar, Caitlin Bennett, all these people attacked us, and with lies too. But several of them were actually involved even more closely, even with other people that I had worked with in the past. Now, we'll not go into detail on that. People can watch Shadowgate 2. Because Shadowgate 2 told it all, didn't it, Tori? Right?
Yeah.
Like most of the people that were involved in this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it did.
So that were involved in the January 6th. What do we call that? Is it? It's not. Is it an insurrection? What is January 6th?
Well, the leftists are calling it insurrection. I would say the plan to ensure that President Trump doesn't get reelected.
Well, come on. Can you simplify something? I need something like one wordy.
One word. Well, what do you want to call it?
If I don't, I'm going with insurrection because it works for me.
The Patriot.
But it's just it wasn't an insurrection by the thing by who people think it was. It was an insurrection, but it was a misdirection insurrection. Would that be good?
Correct. And let me just remind everyone.
So should we?
Let me remind everyone who we're talking about. Okay, and you know who it is that is, you know, the person that you're speaking about here. Let's go.
Follow Tori. Yeah, she's clearly a leftist plant. She's a disinformation agent sent here to corrupt Q into attacking the president. That's it.
They have targeted me with death threats, harassment by a botnet.
I'm still making my way through that documentary. And I got to tell you, it's got real satanic energy. So Tori is one of these people who just searches the internet all day. And what happens when you search the internet all day and you're not a Christian, you don't have the ability to use a discernment, or you don't have the ability to just be objective while you collect all the information. You collected all the information.
Guy
So-
named Ali fucking Akbar is telling me how to be a
5
Christian.
hours would experience fatigue and then get very, very confused. But that's not the case. That's not the case. I'm okay with a Christian monarchy and getting rid of advertising. Someone said Christian monarchy leads to more war. Great way to kill the American experiment and dream. See, look, these Tory trolls, they're anti-Christian, they're anti-God, they're anti-Trump.
I am the reckoning. This could sound like an ego to a lot of people who aren't familiar with my record. But this is what I do for a living. I don't work. It's a ministry.
So Cambridge Analytica is a company that Bob Mercer owns. Bob Mercer has given me money in the past to conduct, certain political operations that were my ideas, not his ideas. So the Cambridge Analytica stuff it's just so patently fake that it's stupid. I don't know what Roger's opinion is on psychoanalytics. We're still so new to that field. It is something I support, but I'm not sure that it's something Roger would support.
It's new from the 1960s.
Which I'm going to tell you this. This is so stupid. I can't even believe we're going through this. Alex Jones pioneered the study of certain things, right? Operation Paperclip with the Nazis, Operation Mockingbird with the media.
I thought that it was a matter of real concern that planted stories intended to serve a national purpose abroad came home and were circulated here and believed here, because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country.
And then whatever that is, the act that Congress changed to allow for domestic propaganda. What y'all need to understand is okay, Alex Jones has pioneered this for 25 or 30 years, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter to me. The fact is that why are these people grifting off of this? These people are alleging that Alex Jones is a part of these things that he helped pioneer for the American people.
I'm genetically superior than most human beings, and I work to be spiritually gifted, if not superior. I've got killer instincts because I have discernment. Yes, I have a natural, advanced, biological predisposition to feel the earth, to feel I have a natural, biological...
People pay this fucker to say shit
I don't believe
like
in
this.
evolution, but I have a natural extra antenna that most human beings don't have.
I got an extra antenna.
Crazy. Nothing Q has ever posted has been this crazy.
And you're not going to reverse psychology me. That's so not.
I just wanted to say he keeps referring to me and Q all the time. Like, what is his obsession?
1992. It's so 1992. You're not going to reverse psychology into me not vetting source material. Remember they said they were going to put me in jail for wearing a bulletproof vest, and now everyone's wearing it? How many people remember How many people remember I started the trend of the bulletproof vest in public? Someone said, I remember 50 Cent doing it in 2004. Right, 2004. So read what you wrote. Read what you wrote. Or don't. I don't really care. I'm just telling you who I am. Okay? This is, in a lot of other areas, I suck. I suck at ordering groceries. I suck at maintaining a healthy diet.
Yeah, and I'm about to stop eating fast food. Hopefully starting
sucks. Bro.
Is trash. Her diet is trash.
All skinny. Look at this. Healthy.
Jesus.
20 years I've been a Christian. 20 years I've been a Christian. Call forth.
That's why you changed your name from Akbar.
Reminded me of that person. Heck, she might be working with that person. And when I thought about that, I said, no, not today, Satan. You have to understand, I would die I would be willing to die fighting a righteous battle against that mother. That I appreciate your support. You guys are watching everything that I said come true. And, I still, I just wish Tori and Millie would stop the lies.
Oh my gosh.
But when I found out that you are a bad, evil human being, I know, a couple people in the chat room know. There are only a couple people who reach that Voldemort-like status.
I'm Voldemort now.
I knew it was the battle that God called me to.
So, that was McGrifter.
Well, he got the wrong fucking number.
Right. Wait. So I need to introduce my audience to the next crazy grifter. So I thought that I would introduce a video of him on local news first. And then I'm going to give the floor to you. I just want people to be more to know who this person is. So I'm going to introduce you to another grifter. He's another operative. Take a listen. Oops. You can't take a listen.
Tampering with mail Bologna man may be in big trouble for tampering with mail belonging to James Holmes. We found him bragging about it online and we asked the feds about it. They suspect fraud and confirm they're investigating where the suspect's mail may be going now. Reported James Holmes had ammunition and tactical gear sent to his apartment in Aurora. But now someone else hundreds of miles away may be getting his mail. That's this man who was just released from federal prison in April after serving 10 years for wire fraud. His name is Jonathan Lee Riches. He's notorious for filing thousands of bogus lawsuits against celebrities, and he may have filed bogus motions in the Holmes case too. This week, we noticed Riches posted this Facebook photo of a magazine addressed to Holmes. The yellow mail forwarding sticker shows an address in Pennsylvania where Riches lives. We contacted postal inspectors about it. They checked it out and told 9 Wants to Know they think the stickers are real. There is now a criminal investigation. Denver-based postal inspector Pamela Durkee said in a statement, a change of address for Holmes had been filed that may be fraudulent. Upon hearing this, we immediately notified the Postal Service and the forwarding order was canceled. In the meantime, Riches has been posting some very odd YouTube videos about James Holmes and appears to be quite obsessed with the suspect. He was even acknowledged by the Guinness World Book of Records for filing the world's most lawsuits. After that, Riches sued Guinness. They have no idea yet, at least the feds have no idea yet on when or how long Holmes's mail has been forwarded, but the date on this magazine that was posted on Facebook is August 21st. Either this guy is a prankster or he is actually forwarding this mail here. Either way, he's got the attention of the feds.
Yeah. So he uses the Postal Service to do things. Just one 40-second clip that I think you'll enjoy is him complaining about prison when he got out for his wire fraud. So I just wanted you to see this. Oops. Hold on.
The federal government. This is what the federal government subjects me to. I was a perfectly clean-cut white boy, and then the federal government destroyed my life, more or less. They put me in prison for a non-violent crime, served 125 months illegally, was subjected to solitary confinements and force feedings. Now look where I'm living. This is what I'm subjected to. Take a look. So that's what I'm living in. This is my life. I'm aggravated, I'm pissed off, I have a lot of resentments, and I can't accept the fact that this happened to me in my life. So I'm going to make change. Peace.
And it looks like the change that he's made is to continue blackmailing people and doing things like that, right?
It looks like the change he made was to Islam too.
Yeah, and he's hanging out with Ali Akbar
Does
too.
he look like somebody that was radicalized, that may have been radicalized in prison, but like with Islamic extremism, came out of there hating the country? Could that beard have gotten any longer shaved in that particular way?
you know, the thing is that this person, there's tons of videos of him harassing people and doing things. So now, please introduce people, you know, because now he's working with Ali Akbar too. So I want you to talk about what has been going on lately. So the floor is yours, and please go ahead.
So, we after the election, right? This was we had the Shadowgate incident, then we had Shadowgate 2, explained all the stuff that happened after Shadowgate 1, and then the election happened, and the recount, and Tori and Millie, Gavin, and I were all involved with some of the key players with that, you know, Patrick Byrne, you were directly involved with Sidney Powell, General Flynn, right? All of these people. And so we're kind of like, I'm there invited as a whistleblower for election interference, right? With my story on ShadowNet and basically the key cam that I had put out the year before. And so around maybe the 10th, we get when was it that Alex Jones attacked Millie and Gavin at that event? Sorry.
I think it was the November one or the December one. I'm not sure.
I think it was the December one.
I think it could be the December one. Yeah.
So just before, like maybe a day before that, I saw a person's picture that popped up in my suggestions, in my Facebook suggestions, as and I saw she had like one.
Stop the press, Patrick. You have Facebook.
Yes.
And we're not friends.
What's that?
You have Facebook and we're not friends. I'm just pointing.
I haven't posted in it in like.
Wait,
forever.
stop. I'm thinking that you're using it for chicks, so maybe that's why. But that's
no.
I'm not trying to be salty. It's only for family and stuff, and I barely use it much. But I just wanted to call you out on that, you know.
Yeah, no, and the cool thing about Facebook is that I've been posting there since 2007, while I was in Iraq, while I was in Afghanistan, while I was in South Korea, right? So you got a question about where I've been or when I've been. Fuck, look at my Facebook. But oh shoot.
So that
event. Okay, I got it. So
suggestion came up of a girl. Just so you guys know how the Facebook suggestions look. If you guys have friends together, they usually come up. But if someone's stalking your Facebook, that also prompts it that you might want to be friends with them.
Okay. It's a complex algorithm, right? Let's agree with that.
Yes.
And many factoring. But when I looked at it, I saw it as being quite innocuous because, in fact, it was a friend. We had a mutual friend of over 5 years, and I met him through a friend of over 40 years, right? And I look at these things, I really do, right? So I'm careful. And but very pretty lady, and I am so. I was hoping, and she was in the Newport Richey area, right? She looked really tough, and I'm like, wow, I would love to have this girl maybe help host help host the American Awakening, right? I'm thinking this would be absolutely awesome. So I called up my friend Kevin, that we were mutual friends with. I'm like, dude, this shows you're friends with this person. Would you mind if I said nothing wrong or improper? I'm just sort of looking for somebody that could help host a show, and she's in the area. He's like, no.
Hold on.
He's like, but take really good care of her. Don't let her get hurt, right?
Wait, was this like you were honeypotted into that stuff? So you needed a chick to run your Freedom Stream stuff, and you saw this really hot chick. Let me just get this straight. And you're like, yeah, she looks pretty tough and hot, so why not, right?
Well, Okay, no, not just that. She was very politically active. She was in my area. She was involved with Proud Boys, Bikers for 45. She was friends with George. I was like, wow, this could be a strong figure that I could work with, right, and produce some content with, right? Nothing wrong with that.
So tell everyone about the Bikers for Trump that you founded with your friends.
So, well, Bikers for Trump was founded by Chris Cox and also there's and this guy George Kalala and a guy like Rick Sarmiento, right? Jesus, that guy's close. So they get in an argument. Chris Cox and George get in a dispute about some money that was being brought in, and George is like, well, he's spending it on this RV and shit, and it was legal or this or that. So they split up. So George and Rick went with this with Boots on the Ground, Bikers for Trump, right? Boots on the Ground, who? And and so I was originally wearing my colors were originally Bikers for Trump. Then they had that split, but I was riding with George and Rick, and we were going all over the state, and they loved my story. They were trying to help, right? Hell, George had given my documents to Matt Gaetz. He got me into some really big events. They tried to get my shit out more than anybody, right? And but I called her up. Well, I ended up calling her up, right? And I tell her who I am, and I find out that she's literally coming to DC to the event where she was literally going to be at that event where Alex Jones attacked Millie and Gavin, right? But then I find out, she tells me that, well, she's going there. She's with Ali Akbar's group. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, I actually have at that point I said, well, I was actually in a documentary that was attacked by Akbar. I'm like, do you know who this guy is? And she's like, gets really defensive with me. Who are you? What do you, and very, very, actually from the beginning, she was very just untrusting with anything. Just like, who are you? What do you want? Just didn't trust anything. She's still like that. And, so I'm like, listen, I just was thinking you might be interested in helping out with the show. Listen, I'm sorry. This was a mistake. You won't hear from me again, right? Won't bother you again. And sure enough, I wasn't going to call her back because that night after that, actually the next day, was when Alex Jones and Ali Akbar, they attacked fucking Millie and Gavin, or Millie while she was on stage in DC, right? And I was like, well, this girl's with Akbar anyway. I ain't calling her back. So, I sent my friend Kevin a text, and I said, listen, she got super triggered. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't say anything wrong, anything inappropriate. I just told her I apologize for even thinking that she might want to do this, and told her I'd never bother her again, right? And I thought I was done because I really didn't want to after what Akbar did to Millie and Gavin. I'm like, and this girl never even apologized for him or anything, right? So I'm like, so then I don't hear from her again, and then the January 6th thing happens. And I get a call from her shortly after, maybe around the middle of the month, right? And she's like, listen, yeah, Pat, this is Kristen. Really sorry about before, but listen, everything that I thought about, and I looked at everything that you had told me about, and I see everything that you were trying to warn me about with Alexander and with all these things. She goes, I really want to talk to you. So I said, well, I'm heading back from DC in a day or so. I said, when I get back, we can go have lunch. And in fact, I got back, we went and had lunch. She was sketchy all the way through, nervous. But Seamson, I didn't know what to make of it, right? I had no idea anything about her. I had no idea with her connections to Jonathan Riches, because which I found out later, she's been running with him for quite some time, actually. So that guy that you just showed up there, she's been running with him for quite some time, but she met him, according to her, and keep in mind, I'm just repeating what I was told by her. She met him when he doxed her, right? So he doxes her, and they end up being friends. But she was like in a custody battle for her kids, which are up north. And during that custody battle, these guys that Jonathan Riches was threatening to do bad things, like he did to me, right, in tweets, to make shit up and to put text and stuff out, so that she wouldn't be able to get custody of her kids.
Hold on. So Patrick, what you're saying is that the Akbar group with the Jonathan Riches people,
yes,
had a hold on this woman because they would black her with her ability to have access to her kids, because they would be able to have the power.
And they were tormenting her.
Right.
She was like fucking crazy. It's like like Stockholm syndrome. They've destroyed this girl. It's terrible.
Let's just make, just so you guys understand, he's walking you through so you understand how this honeypot was forced his way. She was being blackmailed and held hostage to their bidding because, from what I'm understanding, they were threatening to have her kids taken away because they had that power to do it.
Tori, I wouldn't disagree with that analogy at all.
Okay. Okay, keep going.
Not at all.
You can jump in whenever. I just want to clarify what you said, just so people understand. They go for your kids.
Yes, she was. Oh my God. And that's why, okay, so around the 1st of April, right after I had released my book, or the pre-release of my book, and released like the signed copies of my existing book, Victim of the Swamp, right? Because my next book's coming out, Operation Shadowgate, which was going to expose all of this shit that went on, that we witnessed throughout the Stop the Steal thing, the election recount, working with Patrick Byrne, all of these, all of this stuff is going to be exposed, some good, some bad, right? On what we witnessed, on what I witnessed there, my perspective on this, and with facts and everything, right? So that I do that pre-launch. I announced my pre-launch in a stereo conversation between you and I, and the response was tremendous. I did a huge pre-launch sale, and and by the way, you can order this at freedomstream.tv. Go to the books. You can pre-order Operation Shadowgate, which has got these guys freaked the frick out, and Victim of the Swamp, and I'll send them signed. But can I also add them a couple days on sending some signed books out, Victim of the Swamp, because I've been running around from freaking Proud Boys with a hit on me, but I will, and Kristen, but I'll get to that later, right? So Kristen calls me back, and we go and we have lunch, and everything kind of seemed okay, and then, but she was like, she's really messed up with a lot of problems in her life, right? She had some major problems, right? And I'm not going to go into these things. I really felt for her. I really kind of felt like God put me on her path to protect her, right? I ask anybody who's met me that I've had a personal conversation, right? I think this is actually like a really a beautiful, good woman, good person that has made some bad choices and then got taken advantage of by some very, very bad people like Jonathan Riches.
So basically what you're saying is she had good intentions, right? She made bad decisions with who she was with, And now those people
Possibly
are holding her
and those
hostage.
are just best guesses.
Right.
She could be setting me up with the rest of them. I'm just saying, right?
I just wanted to
I don't
clarify.
fucking know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, can you
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt.
right, but I want people to understand who she converses about these things with. Like, what are the people of the text that you've seen she communicates with? Like who?
Oh my God. Even with all the shit that Jonathan's done and said about me and my family and her and the torment, she still fucking communicates with
Well, that's what victims
Jonathan
do.
Riches.
That's what victims do.
You
But
know,
who else
that's
does she
the
have?
freaking
Right. Who else
right.
does she have?
She communicates with Jason Funes. Oh my God! Right?
Well,
why? He's said horrible things. He's destroyed several very good allies of mine.
Okay,
He is
so
absolutely human garbage.
who else does she communicate with?
Well, she communicates with some of our mutual friends as well, but I'm not gonna share any private disclosures she may have
Oh, I was
with some of our mutual friends.
I was talking about a dinner date that she was supposed to go to that possibly didn't go to. That's what I was referring to.
Oh, with Roger Stone. Yeah, Stone was trying to, and Ali Akbar apparently called her up, right? So according to her, Ali Akbar called her up just a couple weeks ago because he was concerned about things. Now, keep in mind, she had just came and started working for me. This is now like somebody like an assistant of mine helping with. She's putting out my social media stuff. She's actually though really struggling with a lot of things, and she was actually struggling with a lot of things. So I didn't give her a lot of pressure. Right?
Okay,
I knew something was going on.
Wait a minute. So she's
Yeah.
being held hostage by these people that are
Yes.
blackmailing her, a group of people
Yes.
that are blackmailing her. And
Yes.
you gave her a job hoping to ease her burden. And you know, you just
And
felt
to
bad.
just
And you were
help
like,
her and to protect her. I kind of thought I kind of thought maybe God might have even put me on a path like as some sort of protector, right? Because why else is this person in my life right now, right? Not sexually, not anything like that. Why is this person connected to all these people in my life right now, right down the street from me, and now working in my office, right? I mean, what the fuck?
Okay.
This is, what Gavin says it's the shadow defending itself. I like that one.
it is.
But this
They're having your
is some
shadow.
next level shit.
Right. So this honeypot was put there. She comes to you. She infiltrates. You accept
I
it.
don't know if she's a honeypot. It's kind of looks like it is.
Well, she's being abused by these people, and you're giving her a hand, and she's still communicating with them. And just a couple days ago, she was asked to go to dinner. The question is, now we know.
I consider a honeypot somebody willingly setting you up.
Right.
In
So
fact,
now-
I told her, I told her, I said, I know eventually one of these days you're probably going to have to do something to betray me. And I said, don't worry about it. Go ahead and do it because you're going to lose your kids if you don't.
Right, because that's what they do. They go after your kids.
That's what they do.
Yeah, they just, just go full boogie on it. Now,
I told her I'd understand.
Right. So we just discovered that, the hotel that Millie was staying at, the Hilton Garden Inn, that's where John Sullivan was staying and a lot of other people. But the person that was paying the bill was Ali Akbar, right? Am I right?
Well, not all the rooms.
Yeah, but specific ones.
Yeah. Apparently, and I think from what I heard, somebody out of Texas was helping with that.
I see.
But Akbar is out of Texas anyway. Yeah.
I see. So you want to talk about the hotel?
Well, let's kind of skip the hotel because this is where, so now people have to understand. Like back in the end of March, first part of April, that Jonathan Riches attacked me brutally. threatened my kids with sending the Proud Boys by my ex-wife's house. He did it in such a way that it's like, and I'm literally reading these off to Tori as he's sending me these DMs. Remember that in our stereo chat? So I'm like, oh, can you believe this piece of shit's like, you know, what? And I'm reading these off, and everybody looks at him and says, this guy's threatening to send the Proud Boys by your ex-wife's home and have them mess with your kids, right? But he can get away with it because he says, it's not, he said, I didn't say I was going to send the Proud Boys by your house, your ex-wife and kids' house. He just said that, and I'm like, nobody ever said you were. You just literally said that as a way to pussy-ass threaten someone in a pussy-ass way, right? Like a fucking Twitter troll. I'll calm down because I haven't had a cigarette in like 24 hours. I'm trying to quit. So I got to I'm trying to actually balance that, trying to actually manage this, right?
You're better than me.
But, yeah, but no, so the guy's like, so where was I at here with that?
Well, I wanted to get to the hotel. You wanted to skip over it.
Yeah, okay, so our friend Jason Funes makes a call about a week ago or so. And you know, she's constantly on the phone, constantly reaching out to Jason, reaching out to Jonathan, even though these people have done horrible things. And I'm like, and others I'm not even going to mention right now, right? Okay, so I'm like, I get a phone call from a mutual friend of ours that says, hey, he had just recently fucked Kristen to get information about me. God is my witness, right? And not only God's my witness, the person, a mutual friend of ours, is a witness as well, right?
Are you talking about the guy?
I'm like,
are you talking about the guy?
I'm talking about when Jason said that to our mutual friend.
Wait, but are you talking about the same Jason that texted me?
Jason Funes.
Yes, that texted me and was like, are you a white hat or a black hat? And I was like, if I was a black hat, would I tell you? What kind of stupid question is this? And then he started calling me saying, we should get on the same team. We should like PSYOP and I was like, I don't do that. And then he just started sending very vulgar text messages that were vulgar, Patrick. They were like, listen, he called me when I was on the way to the dentist. And I was like, you know what? Let me pick it up, you know? And I listened and he sounded off his rocker. Desperate. Yeah. So I just listened, and then he was like, oh, you could have just lied to me rather than, you know, no. And I was just like, damn, I said that he was, you know, an asset the minute I spotted him. But
so did I. You and I were standing there together.
And we were like, why are people talking to this guy? What's the problem? So, okay. So that happens, right? You get that note that, you know, he's trying to penetrate to get information, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. And so this is okay. So let me backtrack a little bit, right? So Jason was working on a thing. This is before he said any of this stuff about Kristen, right? Let's take it back a step to when I introduced Kristen to Jason. So Kristen gave me a text or something. This is like maybe a month and a half ago or so, right? Month and a half or so. And she sends me a text and she's asking me something. And then she's like, she just starts going off on me, right? Like, you're cute and this and that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, she's getting so bad. I'm like, listen, just, hey, you know, fuck off. I don't want to just lose my number, right? And she's just going nuts on me.
Yeah.
She was in Miami at that time, right?
Right. Wait, but why are they so obsessed? Because Jason was saying the same thing. You guys are cute.
Yeah.
No. And I'm like, you guys are so obsessed.
Well, she hates you because Jason. She hates you because Jason turned her against you. Now, let me get to where I introduced her to Jason, though.
Patrick, I don't care
Yes.
if she hates me because I don't know her, and I wish her all the best.
Yeah.
Though. And I'm there to
Yeah.
help this woman that's being tortured. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
The thing is that they're obsessed. I thought the world already had Q. Didn't they arrest them or do whatever? I mean, why would people like Akbar, constantly make those references all the time and then send out assets to figure it out and then get upset when they don't get anything? But I really want to get to the hotel, but I'll wait for you to take us there.
Yeah, we got to get a little more detail on this, right? So, and actually, even like maybe within the first couple days that I met Kristen, she came by my house, right? And she's in an argument with Jonathan Riches. She puts him on speakerphone, and I'm sitting there listening to it, right? I didn't say anything, but she's talking to him on speakerphone in an open room. And she's like, she asks why he hit her. And he said, because you deserve it, bitch, right? And I'm like, oh shit, this guy's a piece of fucking shit. So not only are they psychologically destroying this woman, they're physically abusing him. He said it over the phone as we're both there, right? As Kristen and I are both listening to it. So a little bit of time passes. A lot of things happen where she's like really has some major breakdowns, calling me 3 o'clock in the morning, really like messed up, screaming and yelling at this guy for just destroying him, right? Destroying her. And so I get a call from her from Miami after I basically said, hey, I don't want to fucking hear from you again. Don't call me again. And so she calls me. I still got the voicemail. She calls me crying. And she's like, Pat, it's me. I need your help. And she was in Miami and said that she had been beaten up by that piece of shit, Jonathan. He had taken everything, and she didn't have any way of getting back. And I'm like, oh, fuck, right? I'm like, well, I can't, first of all, you told me to fuck off like the day before. And now probably because those guys told you to do it. And now she had accused him of rape, right? She had accused him of forcing her to perform fellatio on him, right? So I'm like, well, I thought for a minute and I said, well, shit, Jason had called me from Miami. And I said, listen, I contacted Jason and I said, listen, could you go pick her up? And he's like, oh man, I don't have any gas for my truck and shit. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, this is going to be too difficult. She's fucking crying. She's stuck. I'll go get her. And then I'll also kill two birds with one stone because Jason had been asking me to go up to meet him in Miami, to meet him with that guy, Michael, right? The preacher Michael, which I like the guy.
Wait,
and,
stop. I want to make
yeah.
note. I have been advising you constantly to stay away from these people. I just want to make note of this.
Yeah, but what am I going to do? I didn't want to drive to Miami. I thought maybe he could at least pick her up, and he was going to be coming back by. So I'm like, okay, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't afford gas or something. So I'm like, well, he had asked me to go up and meet Pastor Michael. And so I was like, well, I had met that guy before. I thought it would be cool. So I'll kill two birds with one stone, right? So I go up there. I pick up Kristen. She's got a mark on her breast, a scratch mark, like she had been in a fight. She was all shaken up, and I took her straight over to, and we hung out and talked on like the beach, a private beach thing at Michael's with Jason. To my knowledge, that's the first time she'd ever met him. It was the worst thing I ever did, because within no time, he was psychologically mind fucking this chick now. Oh my God, he was probably, now keep in mind, this guy Jason had done this same thing to Anna Kate, right? And then he tried destroying her. So So
by the way,
after a short
I
bit,
just want to say, those that don't know, Anna's an awesome person. She is
yeah. Oh my God, you can't get more awesome than Anna Kate.
Oh my
She
God,
really is.
incredible human being, and
yes,
she was also victim of these tactics by the same group of persons. I just wanted to say. And she's the one that broke the story about Parrot, in Benghazi, for those of you that don't know. So I just wanted to make that clear. I absolutely adore that woman. I actually have her on my Wednesday prayer because I have all these people that are on my Telegram. And even though I don't know their names and I know their nicknames and my subscribers, I have them, on my prayer thing where I read like names. She's on my Wednesday one.
No, she's fine. She's a wonderful woman. This guy Jason just fucking went batshit crazy on her. He lies about everybody, right? I didn't know this about him. Or I would have never introduced him to such a fragile individual like Kristen. Fragile mentally, right? Because she had already been broken by this guy Jonathan.
Patrick,
right?
You work with psychological operations using you use simulated and artificial intelligence and computers. For me, having been more old school trained, right? These types of weapons where they gang stalk and grab assets and change them, I've seen firsthand. Hence why I was so able to spot it out. I remember that when we were there, we were being invited to go on a tour with Zinke. Do you remember that? And I was I was digging my heels and I was like, Millie, don't go. Millie, don't go. Don't go with these people, because it was one of those. She didn't go, thank God, right? But it's like, there's more to that story that I don't want to get into because I'm not going to start throwing stones on things that don't directly affect me, right? That affect only themselves. Sometimes when you throw stones in glass houses, they break. But this one person, you're right. It is psychological and it is abuse. And it's bad. I want you guys to know there's a lot of good people out there that have gotten into situations where people blackmail them. Like, for example, say you're going through a divorce, right? Say you're going through a divorce and you're a guy or a woman, right? And you have a custody battle. They will show you all the people that they have in political power or that can yield political power with judges to take it away. Now, I want you to know they control assets like this and they keep
it's a boutique business. It's an enterprise. It's an enterprise where these are people contracting for thousands of dollars services to fucking destroy people's souls.
Right. Well, Patrick, I just wanted to mention, you guys, we're going to hear about the hotel, but we're also going to hear how this pings right back to Matt Gaetz too. So keep going, Patrick.
Oh, Jesus.
People need to know the background.
So he says that to a mutual friend of ours that that he had fucked Kristen, but I had told Kristen that because she was working for us, and I said, listen, you can be with whoever you want or say whoever you want or do what you want. I don't care. But that guy's not to have anything to do with our business, right? You do not discuss. I said, if you do keep associating with this piece of crap who's already destroyed a very powerful ally that I had intentionally, then I'm going to have to fire you. So just be clear. You keep talking with this individual, you're going to not work for me, right? So I find out that he tells our mutual friend, he's like been fucking her, and I'm like, okay, that's not good because that means she's lying to me. And so I go pick her up. And I said, listen, I don't care about anything, but I want to see. I said that I said, when's the last time? Because we were being attacked. I was being attacked by that guy, Jonathan, right? And Jason, at this point, had been attacking me left and right, and everybody around me. So went to pick up Kristen, and I said, "Have you heard from Jason?" And she said, "No, I haven't heard from him yet." And I'm like, "You're telling me that Jason sent messages to Tori, everybody I know around me, telling them I'm a child fucking trafficker, right? And he never sent you anything?" And she goes, "Well, okay, he may have sent." And I said, "Okay, I want to see." I said, "I don't give a shit about anything else, but I want to see what he sent you today because you work for me. He is threatening to destroy my company, right? It's a legit company. There's other people that has investments into this company too, right?" So I'm like, "I need to see that." And she's like, and I'm like, "We're sitting right here." I said, "That's all I want to see from him." What? Because you lied to me saying that he hadn't, then you said you did. So she's like, I said, "Well, I'm turning back around and I'll just take you back." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So she pulls it up and I look and it says something like, "Why have you broken my heart?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then she like takes it away and is like, "Oh shit." And I said, "Well, I said, you just told me that you hadn't fucked him. And he's saying that you had. You're lying if he's saying, 'Why have you broken my heart?' Right?" And she says, "That's not his text. That was Enrique's." And I said, "What?"
What? Wait a minute. What did you just say? Enrique who?
Enrique Tario.
So she's
the
carrying
guy I'm the guy that I'm exposing as part of the Proud Boys that are fucking running a psyop on our country. In my book, I'm fucking exposing, and she's having an affair with fucking Enrique, while apparently she's fucking Jason. But I don't really think she is. But who the fuck knows? She's probably fucking Jonathan. I don't know.
Hold on a
Right?
second.
And I don't care who she's fucking.
Stop.
But
Stop.
these people are trying to destroy my business.
Wait. This is it. This is the moment. Okay, so now tell us who paid for the hotel room where Enrique Tario, who I think is married, impregnated.
I don't think he's married, or at least she told me he wasn't married.
Okay, so who paid for that hotel room, which, by the way, was probably wired up, of course.
Enrique paid for the hotel room.
Okay.
Apparently, Jonathan Riches had beaten her up during that event. Enrique was protecting her and got her away from Jonathan, spent the night with her. They had, according to her, unprotected sex. And she is, in my personal assistant is, yes, pregnant with Enrique Tario's unborn child.
So it's funny because
could this get any more? Can we get any more fucked up, please?
Yeah, but the thing is now they're.
Oh no! Stop, Tori! Stop!
Okay, go.
She's pregnant with Enrique Tario's unborn child, according to her, and Enrique Tario is the head of the Proud Boys, and the Proud Boys, according to Jonathan Riches, which other people have heard him say this, is hunting both Kristen and I because Kristen is helping me, or was. So literally the guy who is the father of her child, the head of the organization, people within that organization are the ones hunting us right now.
Well, do you want to repeat the voicemail that was heard? Like who put the hit out?
It wasn't a voicemail. Well, it wasn't a voicemail.
Right. We heard it.
But Kristen recorded Jonathan Riches stating that the Proud Boys was dispatched to like three zones looking for us because we were heading up to Tallahassee to hopefully meet with the Attorney General and let him know what the fuck was going on, because all these guys are tied to Matt Gaetz with his blackmail. They're tied to fucking Roger Stone. They're tied to Ali Akbar. They're tied to everybody who attacked Shadowgate, right? And then they're now attacking me with the launch of my book, right? So I'm like, holy shit. So he says in that recorded conversation, and Gavin, I played it back for Gavin over the phone with Kristen right there, saying that this was Jonathan Riches, and I'm verifying it. And she plays it back to Gavin, and it literally says, Jonathan Riches, when she asked why Proud Boys were trying to kill her, Jonathan Riches says, and he paused for a second and said, because you're working with Bergie, and Bergie's trying to expose them. And we went to Capitol Police, Kristen and I, the next fucking day, and made a report with Capitol Police, called 911, because we couldn't get into the Attorney General. But why couldn't we get into the Attorney General when the people that were hunting us are why she's in fucking office? They're all her campaign people. The Proud Boys, Biker for 45. We got Attorney General Ashley Moody into fucking office. And now we're being hunted by her people by Proud Boys. And she's claiming to be pregnant with Enrique Tarrio. And she is pregnant with Enrique Tarrio's baby. What the fuck? So enough lies, Tori. Enough with the goddamn lies. Right? I've been covering for this shit, and that's probably been my mistake. Because by me covering for this shit, they just keep using her. She uses everybody. These guys are running a fucking operation on it. How does Enrique Tarrio's girlfriend end up as my secretary when I'm publishing a book that's supposed to be fucking taking him, exposing him? Right?
Wow. So all these people are reaching out to her. She's pregnant with Enrique Tarrio's baby from what she's claiming, right? And and what's weird is that's his baby, but they have a hit on her with carrying his baby. That sounds pretty vicious, disgusting.
I've taken this to the FBI. She was with me, giving her driver's license. Now, I'm afraid they're going to turn her back, or maybe she was just setting me up, but I don't give a shit. I'm putting this shit out because somebody's playing the goddamn game thinking I'm going to be fucking playing this, and I'm not. I was not, when she had a hearing for visitation with her kids that was on the 12th. And she had asked me, even though that guy Jonathan was attacking me, calling me the worst things in the world, threatening to send the Proud Boys by my home, she's like, listen, you can't retaliate to him because he's going to he's going to make it so I can't get custody of my kids with his lies and his extortions. And so, yeah, and I believe her about that. And that's cruel, right? So I didn't say anything. I let this guy fucking trash on me a bit. I hit back a little bit, but I'm like, you'll remember I took down some posts that said, listen, I promised somebody that I'd give him a few days on this because she had to get through her court thing. But to me, seems to me like, it was just, I was just being played and set up, letting these guys destroy me. So now today, that Jonathan Riches back on 4 days ago, I believe, probably Monday, when we were going to expose this stuff to Attorney General Moody in Tallahassee, Jonathan Riches put out a text message that was completely fabricated, and it said that it said that he had he quoted an article from that he had written from a thing that said that a witness had come forward stating that they had seen me abuse my daughter sexually when she was 10 years old, which would have been 10 years ago, right? When she was the babysitter and saw me abusing my daughter, specifically Patrick Berge, 10 years ago. Oh, Jesus Christ, 10 years ago, I was fucking overseas between Afghanistan and South goddamn Korea. Not going to be able to fucking abuse my daughters. These guys made every goddamn word of that up. Every word. Fabricated. Pulled out of thin air. Stating that I was fucking abusing my child when I can show you my fucking passports, people. Holy Jesus. What the fuck?
So he made
These
a fake.
people are so goddamn sick. No, let me finish. These people are working for fucking Matt Gaetz. These people are working for fucking Roger Stone. The same people that attacked Shadowgate are attacking us now. You can't tell me they aren't. Jesus, you'd have to be a goddamn moron. So that's the sick fucks that are being accused of blackmail right now. I've been calling Matt Gaetz out as a piece of lying sack of shit for a couple of years. He's known about my shit, covered it up, and now they got fucking bikers for 45 hunting us down.
Hold on.
They've got, he stuck himself in there.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. So
yeah.
It's not a coincidence that Matt Gaetz now gets blackmail called on him by the same people that he has all the goods on now that the FBI has rolled up every single person involved in January 6th. And not only have they rolled them up, but now they're doing tax audits on most of them to find out where the money came from. Because, you know, I'm an optimist. I like to believe that there are some rays of light somewhere. And so this is probably why they cashed in on the blackmail they had on Gaetz, because like you said, most of these people work with Gaetz. Ergo, they're probably tied to the blackmail scandal with him. So that could have been retaliation where they whiplashed in order to keep his mouth shut. I mean, that makes sense. This is how blackmail works, right? You guys just never see the intricacies of it. Now, I just wanted to share with everyone who this Jason guy is. Hold on. It's he's right here. This is the guy. Hold on, let me play it. You know, and he called himself a Trump insider. That's so weird that he did that, because he's totally not. Let me just get a picture of him. This is the guy. I want people to listen to him speak. Give me a sec.
I had it up, and of course, then Jason and I were fooling around, and I shut her down. Here it is. Here's Jason Funes. Stand by. Let's see if I can get it up on the screen.
Just listen to him.
Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I lost my sharing where I was sharing. Here we go. Can you guys see this all right?
Yeah, no.
And it's awesome.
Let me bring it back.
Here at the Capitol steps, and they're playing on the emotions of you and every patriotic American. This is not right. It is not necessarily their fault either. We've just been tear gas. I'm reporting live from here in Capitol. DC Patriot. Follow Real Matt Couch. I'll see you guys soon.
Follow Matt Couch.
Well, that's awesome. So Jason Funes is in the house tonight. He is going to be popping in here in just a second. Like I said, he's a former Trump campaign insider.
No, he's not.
And
but anyway.
Real Matt.
No, he's not.
Jason Funes, great to see you. How are you?
Hey, it's fantastic being with you.
Israeli contractor for Israeli intelligence.
No.
We the MAGA people here on the show. So I'm very excited, and it gives me chills watching that video. I can't imagine, you know, what people at home are going through watching the lie being spread that it was us. There couldn't be anything further from the truth.
Yeah, so I was there. It was crazy. And I was watching the president speak off on the far north side of the Capitol. I was behind the Russell building, which is the Senate building directly north of the Capitol. We were behind that. So I couldn't even see the Capitol itself when the president was speaking, you know, supporting abortion up to, I think it was 20 weeks or something.
And you know what? I'm personal, you know, friends with Joe Grudge and Ziegler, and there's been a lot of reshaping. You know, look at DeSantis, look
at the name dropping. Who does that remind you of?
Win that gubernatorial election by such a small margin, only to found out what Andrew Gillum, who he really was.
Yeah.
God,
no, this guy's a piece of shit.
On DeSantis for turning the state around.
Corey, let me tell you a funny story here real quick.
Yeah.
Go.
Like it was like, I think Tuesday, and I was in Tallahassee with Kristen, and I told Kristen that I'll never fucking talk to, don't ever, I want nothing to do with that piece of shit Funes. And she like later on, she's like, listen, let me she's like, please, and I'm like, she knows that the guy has said that he fucked her just to try to get information about me, right? But then said she didn't fuck him. So she knows all of this stuff. Yeah, she still wants to be friends with him, okay? And I'm like, she's like, please, just talk to him. He wants to apologize. Please talk to him. I said, all right, I'll talk to him.
Okay,
she calls him up, hands me the phone.
One second, Patrick. Intervention time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so a lot of people don't seem to know this part of Patrick, but he is a hard guy and he gets fixated and his expectations are a little bit skewed sometimes. And I'm here to state how it's your shadow that they hacked because you're a good person. You see a woman that's pregnant, a woman that's under distress.
I was never blinded by any
I'm
of
just
this
saying,
shit,
no,
please.
I know. You knew she was a honeypot. You knew it was a setup. You even told me that.
She needs
Right.
help too.
Right, but she is still a person and you're hoping that you can help, right? I get it. I totally get it.
That's why I told her, I get you're probably going to have to end up fucking betraying me. Don't worry, because I know why. And I would, protect your kids. These are pieces of shit. I'll get them anyway. Don't worry about it, right? But just to finish that, she hands me the phone, and it's Jason, and I said, listen, you piece of shit, motherfucker. If I ever see your fucking piece of shit face in my life, I'm going to break your goddamn nose. You fucking worm piece of shit. And then handed her back the phone and said, there, I talked to him. And she should have known better. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking to this person? He's a bad, non-honorable person, So you're never going to get anywhere in this life. You're never going to get anywhere working or trusting these completely dishonorable people, right? That have betrayed you. So that's where we're at with that. Is this fucked up or what, Tori?
It totally is. But the thing that I'm confused about is why would the Proud Boys target the mother of their leaders, the baby mama of their leader?
Because she was going to fucking turn evidence on them.
Well, she did, right? Because you guys turned stuff into the AG's
We
office.
tried. No. That they got the fucking place locked down because of COVID. Everything is, even the FBI. You can't, and I'm looking around going, that's why they're doing this. To keep us from them. Really, it's a fucking coup. You can't get into, American people cannot get anywhere near their representatives to even let them know that this is happening.
Yeah,
and I think it's because our representatives are doing it and know it and don't want us to get them near them.
Patrick, I'm a journalist. You guys can hand me all the evidence you want. I will make sure it's public because you can't go to the FBI. He's an FBI informant. They'll bury it. FBI informants, if you remember, Patrick Byrne even said because he was working for them when he was trying to get the whole Hillary thing done, right? He clearly told them that he's going to kill someone and bury them in the desert. And they were going to let him do it. Okay. FBI informants get everything covered up by the FBI always. So they have a free pass. So again, you went to the FBI to report this. The FBI is not going to do anything. I would highly suggest that be released to a journalist. I have no problem creating a nice website where people can scroll through all the evidence and see it all. There's no need to go to the AG because the AG is going to hear about it. Period. There's 15,000 people sitting in one Telegram group. I've got 75,000 elsewhere. We'll get the news out. We don't need any news station.
Have every one of them call Attorney General Ashley Moody and say, let Berge in now.
Patrick.
Or resign.
Patrick.
Because if she doesn't, then that means she's as guilty as these guys. She's
Patrick? 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 Did he disconnect? Patrick?
Are you there?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You like.
Yeah, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't disconnect me like that.
I didn't disconnect. It did though.
Okay. Listen, going into Ashley Moody's office is obviously not going to happen, but it can be mentioned that when you drop all this information online, that Ashley Moody, is locked. I thought that Florida was open. Why is Ashley Moody's office closed?
Yeah, right. Right.
Why
you can go into the barbershop, but you can't go in.
Man, he keeps cutting out on me. This is not good. I mean, think about
No, it was.
I just want to say, you can always give it to me, Patrick.
What?
You can always give it to me, but the other thing that you can possibly do is maybe just get with DeSantis. I believe.
How?
Is the governor's office closed? Because that would be a big national story if Florida's open, but the AG's office and the governor's office are supposedly closed and fortified. That sounds kind of weird. So again, I don't know how the mainstream media on the left isn't running stories saying, oh, Florida's open, but the AG's office is completely closed to the public because of COVID. That would be kind of a problem for them. I'm just saying.
Well, it is.
If the left media would see that, they'd be like, what's going on here? How is this even happening? I thought that they were open.
Call.
So there
I did a 911. Sorry, I did a 911 call with Kristen in front of on the steps of the Capitol. Because they wouldn't let me in, and an attorney friend of mine in Tampa said, "Dude, if they don't let you in," he said, "stop right there, call 911 because there's a credible threat to your life and the life of a witness." So I did, and the Capitol Police came out, and they're like, "Didn't do goddamn shit."
Okay, yeah. Well, the Capitol Police, you were there when my room was tossed, right, by the own security guard, and they didn't do shit.
No,
they just
but
gave me a little
Tallahassee Capitol Police. Fucking DeSantis' police.
Right, but I'm just saying the police don't do anything. So, question. Have you contacted the sheriff? Because the sheriffs are a little bit higher on the rank there. And you can express...
I went to Newport Richey Police Department today. He told me to pound sand. Then I went to the FBI headquarters in Tampa, and they're closed because of COVID.
Okay, so then why not go to your sheriff?
That would be like the last one I got left.
Why don't you go to Sheriff?
What are they going to do?
Hey, Patrick, why don't you go to Sheriff Grady Judd, the guy that does all the, the visuals where he was showing people what a riot is and what a peaceful protest is. He's pretty much a very big patriot. I would be
Hey,
sure.
that's not a very bad idea, Tori.
Yeah, these are
It's
things
out of
you
my
can do.
district, though. It's got to be in the district.
So who's your sheriff? I mean, you can get emails.
Probably I'm in Pasco. Probably one of the most corrupt in the country.
Oh yeah, it is. Damn. Well, I'd still go to Sheriff Grady regardless.
Although we did have the best, the best live PD. No, but this is beyond fucked up, and I'm sick and tired of this, of the lies, of the games, by these people who are destroying people's lives.
Right, but I'm still so, it's making me physically sick to think that the leader of the Proud Boys would have his minions attack the woman that's carrying his child. I still can't fathom that. That makes me sick. I mean, I don't, out of all of it, that's the most bothersome for me. Because that
the sergeant at arms, I don't know what Enrique's situation is. I understand that he knows. The sergeant at arms of Bikers for 45 put out a text, absolutely fabricated lies on Facebook, that I was abusing my 10-year-old daughter, sexually abusing it based on a report by a fucking babysitter from 10 years ago that never even existed. I wasn't even married. I wasn't even home. I was in fucking South Korea or Afghanistan fighting for my country. I want to pimp.
Okay, so let me just take this into perspective. Basically, she's involved with the Proud Boys and Akbar in them, and she's pregnant with the leaders groups, the gang. It feels like a gang, and this is a problem because we've got enough Crips and Bloods and MS-13s and El Salvadorians and the Sinaloa cartel that are in bed with Kamala Harris. We've got a lot of that. This is a big problem. Okay, this is a big problem.
Yeah, you think?
Okay, so basically, you can't get this information to the AG. You filed a complaint against an FBI informant to the FBI, and your police.
The people that got the AG elected have apparently have a bounty out on my head and another person's who actually was probably just fucking setting me up the whole time. But okay, that's okay.
Okay, so they're hacking, sounds like they're hacking your shadow, and they're the same people that work for Gates, and now Gates is being blackmailed too, which would kind of maybe infer it would make sense that this is speculating, but that the same people that are putting hits or causing harm to this poor woman who's made some bad choices and yourself may indeed be behind the blackmail for Matt Gaetz too.
Yeah. I'm sure they are. They're his campaign. He was his campaign manager. Roger Stone was. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm listening.
Yeah. Roger Stone was Gates' campaign manager. Akbar's tied to fucking directly to Enrique, and Kristen's working in my fucking office.
Well, one thing's for sure, the cartels
jacked up than that.
And one thing's for sure, the cartels are pretty terrified of Lil Tory. I kind of taught a few people that were hired to be stupid when they were doing the HSBC audit. And it kind of sounds like there's some weird funding because now all these people that are attacking this poor pregnant woman and yourself are undergoing IRS audits to find foreign money because from my sources within the FBI, I hear that a lot of these people that they rolled up that were celebrities kind of rolled over, and it looks like some people may have gotten foreign money, and most likely through cryptocurrency, which sounds pretty cray-cray. Sounds like pretty cray-cray. So we just lost Patrick Berge. This is a pretty cray-cray conversation. Like I said, this was going to be a busted edition. So what have we learned so far? We have found out that, yes, Kristen does have ties. There was actually a text that these eyes have envisioned and seen that he was trying to have dinner with her so they can have a discussion. So that's actually evidence. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Patrick's back. Patrick, welcome back.
Let me try to stop something. Bear with me 1 second here. Bear with me 1 second.
Yep.
Hold on. I got to fix something.
So I was people were asking if Kristen.
If Kristen what?
People were asking if Kristen is tied to Roger Stone. And I said, well, she had just received a text a couple of days ago to go meet and have dinner with him.
Yeah, like the night before I got that, just before I got that call, just before I got notified of that. This is all fucked up. These people are influencing the shit out of this poor girl. I don't want to know what the fuck to do. She's gonna hate me for doing this right now, but what the fuck do I do? And our fucking country's at stake right now. So
No, I get it. I get it. That's basically it. We've got a leader of the Proud Boy FBI informant impregnating a woman that they had set out to honeypot Patrick Berge, whom he's like, all right, let's bring the honeypot in and let's see where this goes. Turns out this honeypot, this asset, has been a victim of abuse. This is how they mind meld you to control you, either through blackmail or constant abuse. And that's exactly what he envisions. And when you see someone, even though they're there to cause you harm, do you push them away? Your first instinct is like, let's get rid of this person. They're going to cause me harm. I don't want them around me because if they are around me, I'm going.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on, Patrick.
Okay, I had lost connection.
I know you did. So people will, push away someone that they know. I've had assets around me, which is quite fun. But the thing is, you let them come in. That way you can see, where the money goes and who they're talking to. So Patrick isn't dumb. He knows how asset works. He knew what she was, but she was actually a victim. So at this point, when you know that someone is working against you and they've been put there to work against you, and you see that they themselves as human beings are a victim of physical and mental abuse in order to yeah, what do? Do you abandon them and say, I'm not going to help you?
By the way, at the same time, people that she's being friends with and befriending are calling me out as either a child trafficker, like Jason is, or as a fucking as molesting my daughter. Or molesting my daughter.
Listen, Patrick, listen.
Kristen's met my daughter.
Stop.
She
Listen
met
carefully.
me liked her.
Okay, Patrick, again.
Right?
We already know who uses this. Remember the last time someone was fired from InfoWars? What did they get arrested for? Child pornography. And while they were in jail, their computer was still downloading child pornography. You remember when Millie was arrested, what email did someone send to the prosecutor while she was arrested? An email that was saying that she was.
Tori, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm saying this is how they operate because they know that real people with morals cannot fathom victims that are children. And so they will use that against you and they will fabricate stories in order to get you done in. They did it to Millie. Remember, someone sent an email as if it was from her saying that she has, and it had actual child pornography on it. And so those people, do you think they're going to get away with it? No. And what was Ali Akbar's spiel about Millie? The same thing. Their whole spiel is to target things that hurt you. And it really hurts you when they go after your children, because that's how they anchor them. That's why when Millie was arrested, I felt in a way that Alex Jones was keeping me busy by talking to me rather than giving me an attorney while I was busy about her kids. If I hadn't gone down there to the juvenile court and called them out and say, and on pretending to do it on camera, because I didn't even have batteries, so I totally bluffed that one. I was like, so you're having a hearing about taking her kids away before she gets arraigned. That's a criminal. That sounds like a child grab. They changed it right then and there when that happened, because I had seen that they had already started it. And then the email that was sent to the prosecutor, they do this all the time. They target the things that you hate the most and the things that they know people will hate the most. I mean, they're using the tragedy that happened against my family as if me and my family were victims of to target, and that's what's even crazier, because how that works. So they're obviously hacking your shadow. The thing is, this is a criminal network. This is RICO. And this is what they're terrified of. They're more terrified of the fact that the left is actually closer to the truth than the right was. Because the right was too embarrassed to say it was our own people with the help of the left and foreign money that did this. I mean, again, we had a Ukrainian protester from Ukraine in DC protesting. I mean, it's pretty much it. I think he's having a problem with his phone because he's constantly logging off and logging back on. What is going on with your phone?
It's not me. It's something weird going on, but okay.
Okay, so what I was saying is this is this is racketeering, okay, and gang type behavior. This is a really big problem. But for me, the only thing,
it's RICO for sure.
Yeah, it is. The only thing that doesn't sit well with me is this woman claims to be pregnant with Enrico Tarrio's baby, and yet his people are targeting to hurt her. That makes me sick. Aside from the fact that we're watching, this is why this edition of Busted Edition is so good. It shows you step by step just how they blackmail, how they do it, because the mind and physical abuse is real. They will find anything. If you ever did anything wrong, they will hang that over your head. If you have any dirt on yourself, they will hang it over your head. They will use it and they will abuse it until you kneel and you do as they say. And they will beat you at it. They will shame you. They will rape you. They will do anything they need to do to get it done. They play very dirty. Blackmail isn't just pictures and videos. It isn't just catching you with someone underage. It isn't just doing those things. It's the way they control you. So the question that I have, and that doesn't sit well with me, is how the heck can a woman that's pregnant with his baby and he knows it is targeting the woman that's carrying his baby? That's disgusting. And why are all these people that are supposed to be pro-America acting in this way? This isn't the way Americans act. This isn't the way, we act as Americans. We don't abuse people to force them to do what we want. We don't hijack them and blackmail them, which is funny because I hear that Ali Akbar paid for a lot of those rooms at the Hilton Garden Inn. I'd like to know where he found all that money to pay for people's rooms.
Yeah, well, probably from his little scammy Davis. Got all sorts of stuff going on with that.
So what's the next step here, Patrick? I mean, I'm offering
I don't know. I'm fucking throwing my hands up in the air. I can't think of a goddamn thing else to do.
I just told you could
they're clearly petrified of my book coming out. That's for sure. They're petrified of this. I don't even know. Kristen's not even going to talk to me after this. So fucking give that up of having any. If the government wants any information out of her, they can go get it herself. I'm fucking done with that shit. Right? I tried. Nobody gave a shit.
Well, why don't you go to the Polk County Sheriff and just have a chat with him?
It's not in Polk County. They'll tell me to fucking pound sand. I tried to get help from when she said she was attacked in Miami, here by the guy who lives here, and I couldn't. It's got to be done in Miami, right? So it would be pointless to go to Polk because even though the guy's cool on TV, he can't touch it.
What about
The
Dade
sheriff's
County?
department aren't going to touch it.
You could go to Dade and put it on the record.
Who?
Dade County in Miami and put it on the record.
What, him beating her up over there? But that has nothing to do with, well, it does, but that, that she's got to file that. I can't file that.
Yeah, you can because they threatened you through her and say something's
No,
really...
but that was in Miami. That was when they were beating her up. I just went and picked her up and gave her a ride back and mistakenly introduced her to Jason, who turned around and manipulated the shit out of her. And still is trying to this day, which is why I'm here. I've got my hands fucking thrown up going, I'm trying to help you, but I can't because you're so fucking broken with these people. And you got to stop the games and just think about the fucking baby.
Okay.
But they won't. And all these people keep playing games. I'm kind of speaking to somebody else right there, right? I'm trying because I'm not going to be able to talk to her again on this, but she's got to fucking do something. She knows.
Okay, Patrick, she can't help herself. People that are used in that sense can't. They feel trapped. I mean, look at Matt Gaetz. He felt trapped because he knew that they blackmailed him. They knew that they set him up, and he knows exactly who it is. And they used a law office as a front. I mean, think about it. The FBI
fucking
knew.
insane, Tor.
Yeah, but the FBI knew, and then the media leaked the story, right? So that way the FBI can do the sting, right? So who leaked the story? Because they leaked the story before he can get them nabbed. Because regardless of what they say you did, it's still blackmail. Right?
Yeah.
So instead of letting them get caught, someone on Gates's team released that information to the media so they can stop the blackmailers from getting caught. And now that they can't get caught, it's a big problem. So a lot of people are questioning, maybe she's just doing her job, victimizing herself, knowing that you're going to feel bad for her because they can see what type of women you like, how soft you are on the inside and all that stuff. Right. So
I never touched her. I never fucking touched her.
Let me.
I've remained honorable.
Oh my God.
I've remained and told her I would remain honorable to the fucking T.
Okay, Patrick.
I've been trying to help this person. Yeah, I do care about her for sure. I feel terrible. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to protect her, but you can't do it. How can you protect someone that just keeps doing this shit to themselves?
Okay, so she's either doing that shit to herself for real, or she's lying about it. So there's two options.
Yeah,
there's two
options. She could be lying. She could be setting me up.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've thought that from day one, but I tried to, but I've always tried to examine everything as openly as possible. Like maybe, there's something good.
I'm just saying, from what I see, all these people that have surrounded our president, right? President Trump, are insane. Like Ali Akbar was near him. This Jason Funes is throwing around names.
Yeah.
Did they not see it? How could they not see it? Because no one speaks so vulgar, unprovoked as well, right? Because as you noted,
no, it's insane.
Yeah, unprovoked as well.
We got a huge problem. Our country has a huge problem, Tor. Huge problem. Oh my God, the internet, social networks. It's the wild frickin' West. Our government's not doing a damn thing about it because they're actually the ones that are in a large part contributing to it, for their own personal gains.
Right. So Patrick, you've cut ties completely with Kristen?
No, but she's gonna have to cool for a couple days. what I'm doing right here is going to be an absolute betrayal to her from me, and I apologize for that. But I can't keep the lies up. Not when she keeps communicating with people and befriending people that are calling me saying that I molest my daughter, who I love very much, and I wasn't even in the fucking country when they're saying that happened. So provably wrong. But she'll turn around and say, "Oh, but he's okay." And I'm like, and then she'll do that with Jason, who says the worst, most horrible things, and I'll be like, you can't keep communicating with these people. They're going to destroy you or me, and I can't let them keep destroying me. So no, I mean, I can't.
Patrick, that means that
I can't.
Right, but Patrick, that means that she's not.
She's got to figure this out on her own.
No, because
What's
she's
that?
she's owned right now. They have her in a box, so she's owned right now. Okay, so
I'm afraid
the
she
thing
might
is,
hurt herself for the baby, to be honest, and I think that's what they want. She thinks that's what they want, right? She thinks they want to just kill the baby by driving her crazy with fear. She told me that. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Well, that's what they do.
These are
when they
sick
can't
people. Sick, bad people.
I'm just a little bit sad. I mean, that's Enrique Tarrio's baby. I'm just saying, like, it's just disgusting. Like, how can anyone throw any support behind these people if they're acting like that, knowing that he's carrying his child? It's just, that's where you can see the values and the morals of people, because Jonathan Richie's beat up a pregnant woman. Okay, he beat her up, and she's pregnant. And she's pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant.
Baby. So these are the types of people that are telling you how to manage. These are the types of people.
He may have been trying to kill the baby.
Nobody knows. I want to show you a video of this Jonathan Richie's guy harassing someone in DC. A liberal, but still. Look, these are the people that are telling us how to MAGA. Remember.
Come here. You want the picture, Antifa? Oh, yeah, what, you got a gun on you? Antifa! Look, Antifa! Antifa! What's your name, dude? What happened to Jason Charter? What happened to Jason Charter? What happened to Luke Kuhn? Y'all getting indicted. Y'all getting indicted by the DC police. Charter is ratting on you, pal. Charter is ratting on you. Antifa, we already got your face, buddy. It don't matter. We already got your face. Look at that. Your tat. Look at your tat. Look at your tat. Yeah, you'll be identified. Don't worry. Fed's going to get you. Fed's going to get you.
Why are you following me?
Public street, punk. Public street. Fuck Antifa. Fuck Antifa. Fuck Antifa. Fuck Antifa. Look at you. Glasses. Look at the shoes. Where's your pals?
What pals?
Where's your Antifa?
Look, you see anyone around here, dude?
Got you, buddy.
You see anyone around here?
Got you.
Got me what?
Got you.
I'm fucking walking.
This
What are you
sounds
following
crazy.
Me for?
Got you.
What the fuck are you following me?
Got you. Go back to your mom's basement.
Where the fuck are you from?
Go
You're not
back
even
to your
from
mom's
DC.
basement.
Get the fuck out of here. Why are you following me?
Antifa!
What the fuck is Antifa? You see anyone else here? You see anyone
Why you
around
so
here?
mad? Why you so mad?
'Cause you're
You ain't
fucking
gonna do
following
nothing
me,
to
that's
me,
why.
man. You ain't gonna do nothing to me, man.
You're fucking following me.
You ain't gonna
You're
do
fucking
nothing.
following
You're
me.
Antifa.
You're fucking
You ain't
following
gonna
me.
do nothing,
You're following
Antifa.
me.
So Jonathan Riches, the guy that beat up a pregnant woman and that she claims was trying to force him to do fellatio or whatever while he was beating her, is harassing this guy who Jonathan decided is Antifa, and he's ganging up on him and chasing him and saying things when the guy's just walking along. He's identifying, he's like saying, "Look at your shoes." It's like, I like his shoes.
Yeah.
This is the type of people that are telling Americans how to act. And when I see them hanging out with people like Matt Couch and stuff like that, I'm like, where did they all go wrong? Right? Because Proud Boys, all of them aren't bad. Right? They're not all bad. It's just, I don't think they get it.
No.
They like this
How I
girl-
rode with Bikers 45.
I know.
They got infiltrated. They got infiltrated by bad people with bad intentions.
Infiltration.
Right? It was infiltrated. He literally took over the same spot in Bikers 45 right next to George Kalala that I was in, that I had been offered anyway. Right? He was there, in my opinion, in the timing on it, and even other things. Several things lead me very strongly to believe that he was literally put in there because George and Rick were helping me get my information to Matt Gaetz, or at least tried a couple times. And maybe Matt Gaetz said, hey, you got to stop this motherfucker because he keeps bringing this guy's documents to me. And every time he's coming out and saying, hey, Matt Gaetz isn't doing anything about it. Would you stop him? I could see that being a great scenario, right? Put that guy in there. Have someone that's got an ear of what's going on. And if something goes bad, you could just pull the pin on the guy.
Let me show you Jonathan Lee Riches when he tried to play the Muslim card to create anger in America. I just want you to see this has this is him talking. Take a listen to this. Okay, this is him. Okay, and as you can see, look at his face. He's trying to pull the whole, jihadi look.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing I'm guessing he was radicalized while he was in prison.
Actually, in Pennsylvania, I can tell you this, that my sources say that he, who's that guy, Gulen, that Hillary Clinton loves, that Turkish guy? No, there's more.
Jonathan Lee Riches. It's very troubling and disturbing hearing about the crisis with the water in Flint, Michigan. And here in Pennsylvania, I felt like I have to do a duty to help the residents, all you residents in Flint, Michigan. I wrote a letter. I'm writing a letter here. This is to your mayor, Karen Weaver, in Flint, Michigan. And here is attached my letter, open letter, and I will read this. Dear Flint, Michigan Mayor Karen Weaver, my name is Jonathan Lee Riches, and I want to help make the residents of Flint, Michigan safe. Here is some Pennsylvania drinking water from my well. Please distribute this water to your residents. Thanks, Jonathan Lee Riches. And I'm going to put that in the letter here. And I got some water in my well. And I'm going to pour this into the envelope. And here we go. And I'm going to seal it and lick this.
Yeah, this is the guy.
What the fuck?
I know. This is the guy. Look at the way he writes.
Karen Weaver. And hopefully all the residents in Flint, Michigan.
This is the guy that is going to tell all Americans how to MAGA. Wait, I've got more. Let me show you the associate.
Hold on. Hey, Tori.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to do something about these people. I'm really tired. Just really sucking, Tori. All right. This becomes difficult on someone after a while. They get betrayed and betrayed and betrayed so much by their country, by people they've trusted. And it just becomes really, really difficult after a while. Right? Try to get your friends that are listening to this to call up these people. Call up Ashley Moody, the Florida Attorney General, and say, why the hell are you letting this go on?
Well, I thought
why are you helping this fucking PFC?
Maybe
I'm really tired, man.
Patrick, maybe I can help the FBI a little bit in what they're looking for, because here's somewhere where we can connect Jonathan Riches. Take a listen to this gentleman.
Believe Fethullah Gulen is behind the coup. Here are 5 reasons why. Coup plotters used the Akunja military air base as their headquarters. Adil Öksüz, an assistant professor of theology, was caught trying to flee the military air base with the Putschist soldiers. Why would a professor be at a military base in the middle of the night? Öksüz was one of the closest associates of Gulen and had just returned from the U.S. 2 days before the coup attempt with Kemal Batmaz. Batmaz was a former top executive at the Gulen-affiliated Kaynak Holding, and he too was caught at Akunja military air base. He was seen communicating with coup plotters on that night. TRT's broadcast center in Istanbul was among the first locations that coup plotters seized. CCTV footage reveals 3 key Gulenists escaping the site the following morning. Harun Shaheen, former general manager of Gulen-affiliated Surat Technology. Niyazi Akalan, systems engineer at Gulen-affiliated Surat Technology, and Saifullah Genç, CEO of Gulen-affiliated Supercom Informatics. Another critical location for the coup plotters was police headquarters in Istanbul. Mithat Aynacı, a former police chief who already had a court history due to his ties with Gulen, was caught in a tank near police headquarters. About a month before the coup attempt, this Gulen-affiliated professor of political science, Osman Özsoy, predicted the coup.
Bu ülkenin geleceği inanılmaz aydınlık. Şu an dibe vurmak, biraz daha dibe vuruyor. Dibe vuruyor. Tamam, bitirmek çok kolay. Ya bu çok kolay bir şey bu.
Patrick, do you know what
how does this connect?
Jonathan Riches in Pennsylvania has associations with Fethullah Gulen that lives in Pennsylvania.
Who is Fethullah Gulen? That guy there, or one of those? I don't understand that.
You don't know who?
But yeah, I'm figuring there's probably foreign money behind it.
You don't seem to understand. You don't seem to understand. Most of the MAGA movement was infiltrated.
Wait. I do quite understand well.
Wait, while everyone's talking George Soros, which is like trying to shoot from here and hit a target on Mars, right? We've got them at our feet. And these people have Gulen ties, and Gulen is in bed with Obama and Hillary Clinton. My point is, right? That's why I showed those two videos. My point is, that's where it sits. What I'm trying to show is extreme RICO, okay? Extreme RICO.
Yeah, no, there's all sorts of connections with these people. Foreign terrorism, Ali Akbar, holy Jesus. Right? But we've also got these domestic threats. And most of these, keep in mind, my book, Victim of the Swamp, lays out, exposes corruption from the NATO Supreme Allied Commander, NATO Supreme Allied Commander of Europe. I worked for his son for 8 years. Victim of the Swamp exposes that. Operation Shadowgate. It shows how it all tied in. It's all tied in, right? You don't think that outing the NATO Supreme Allied Commander and Obama's CIA director, General Hayden, isn't going to get a few dollars, a few assets put into your AOR to keep an eye out on you, influence people around you? No, they've put a fucking fortune into me. That's for sure, right?
Well, let me tell you something. The bottom line is what the people learned today is that blackmail is real. And blackmail isn't just about money, and it isn't just about pictures, right? It's about physical abuse. Now, these people that you're listening to, that you are following, right, are people that beat pregnant women, that their leader of their group has impregnated this woman, supposedly, and won't
they
stop.
lie about Afghanistan veterans abusing their fucking children, right? These are horrible, despicable people, Tori.
Gavin just called me. He said to tell you hello.
Hi, Gavin. I constantly feel like I let him down, but I'm doing my best. How the fuck could I have ever seen any of this shit? How the fuck could I have ever seen it? She never trusts me. She constantly thinks that I'm like some sort of damn spy because of all the shit that these other individuals are feeding them. These people are destroying these people's lives, Tori. Yeah, they're also getting people in. Hey, there's another person that y'all need to take a look at. Her name's Christine Quinn out of Tampa. She's heavily connected. She was like a former councilwoman, maybe a councilwoman now, heavily connected to Jonathan Riches.
Okay,
right?
So to say something, Patrick.
That's something to check on your radar right there.
But the thing that I wanted people to realize today is that blackmail is not just money and pictures, right? It is psychological and physical abuse. all
psychological warfare.
Yeah, it is, but all movements have been infiltrated. I'm not saying all the Proud Boys are bad. I've met some that are really
No.
right, and not all the
Yes.
bikers are bad. They're pretty stellar, but this is complete infiltration. Okay, this
Yeah.
is infiltration, and how they work is by gang stalking. Right, you guys saw that when Ali Akbar went after Millie Weaver or me. They even doxed my
Uh-huh.
kid. You know,
Yeah.
they have no floor or morality. But right now, you know, I'm surprised that, you know, no one's called out the fact that it's Florida and everything's supposed to be open, but the AG's office is closed, and so
Yeah.
is the
And
FBI.
the FBI.
Right. So that's number one. I'm surprised the left hasn't picked up on that to say, I don't know if
Yeah.
DeSantis really opening up the state. So that's one.
Yeah.
The other one is, you know, you've got the Proud Boys and the leader, supposedly Enrique Tarrio, who's an FBI informant now, right? And he's impregnated, according to this woman. She's pregnant with his baby, and he knows that. And yet his own people are targeting to cause her harm. And his counterpart, like Ali Akbar and Jonathan Ritchie's, who himself, you know, beat this woman while she's pregnant, makes you
Yes.
say, who are these people, and why is anybody
Yes.
listening to anything they say, and how is this happening? And
Oh, God.
it's how did they infiltrate everyone? I mean, Jason Funes, all of these people have been around the president.
How'd they infiltrate the Godfather, George Colella? He helped me try to get this shit to Matt Gaetz. We put thousands of miles, burned a lot of rubber on our fucking Harleys. And as soon as he found out, you know, he got pissed off at me because I got pissed off at him for his sergeant in arms saying and doing the things that he was doing back in at the end of March and 1st of April. But now I think it's just a point where he just knows the optics of this are horrible.
Yeah, because
but he lets. I mean, Jonathan Riches is sergeant at arms. Hold on, sergeant at arms of Bikers 45. I'm sorry. Yeah, and he doesn't even have a motorcycle.
Right. So people need to get with bikers.
He's got no bike.
Yeah. So people need to get with Bikers for 45 and say, how is he sergeant of arms? Like, why do you have this kind of person that beats pregnant women in this movement? That's not what we support. And that
or attacks Afghanistan veterans with lies.
I'm saying this is how you do things. You like you said, use the truth and put it out. And that's it. You know, he's on Twitter. No one's on Twitter anymore. That's like old news. Okay. No one goes on Twitter anymore. It's only an echo chamber of bots. Okay. That's all that's on
the whole internet's an echo chamber of bots.
So I'm just saying it doesn't matter, you know, but what does matter is that this person, this woman, came into your purview to infiltrate, did her job to hijack your shadow, right? And you knowingly did that, right? And now it's gone really crazy because there's some really big names that we've seen on text communicating with her. And you have to think, what is going on here? Everything we've been told is why, you know,
it's
so
insane.
this is what people need to understand, that President Trump didn't lose the presidency just from the fraudulent election. Their backup was this infiltration. Okay. We need to understand this. The backup was this infiltration, and this is what they did. They infiltrated the Capitol. They did this. They misled you. I mean, when is having a boy in a tub? What's his name? Lucius, right? I think he was Ali Akbar's boyfriend at one point. Twinks for Trump. Like, what the heck is that?
Fucking insane.
You know,
fucking insane.
But people get on that ride because they've been infiltrated, and people think it's like cool to do things like this. It's not cool to beat up on pregnant women. It's not cool to abuse people. It's not cool to use people's children against them. It's not cool to do anything like this. So hopefully you guys have learned just what goes in the background today in regards to their associations and how they operate. Because when you see them coming out being all hard and stuff, you just know how disgusting it is in the background. So, you know, this
could be all just to set us all up though too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You don't know. And it's all just lies. You got to stop the damn lies.
Yeah, they do. They don't stop. They don't stop.
Life's really easy when you don't. In me, I'm I'm condoning the lies by going along with it, but not anymore. Not when my kids got brought into it. Not like that.
So, Patrick, now a lot of people heard this. Now people can take away, hey, Enrique, you're getting people to beat up on your baby mama. Is that true? And then, people can contact Bikers for 45 and say you have a guy that,
They
has
need to contact
Fatula Gulen and beats up pregnant women, right? And sends threats. And those are all questions people can have. That's all we can do. And then it's how come the businesses, the federal offices, and the AG's office are closed in Florida? I thought they were open. So it's a little bit weird that that's happening. So just so people understand, not everything is what it seems. And blackmail is real. I just want to remind you how it's all just a click. These are petty, stupid, and evil, and vicious, and even deadly.
They are terrible people.
Games. Just like one listener said, I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out and claims she had a miscarriage. Coming up soon. So
who knows? Who knows? So many lies I've caught her in. It's not even funny. So many lies.
Right. So,
but so many lies I caught all these people in.
Yeah. So
the ones it's ridiculous.
So what people need to understand is you always have to look at what kind of information someone is putting out against other people and why and who they are. That is the key. This is all for you to see on, he's a guy that would, use computers for hijacking reality, and yet with old school tactics, you see, Patrick was targeted. This is how it works. And this is how they get people that are actually causing change. And this is why you see a lot of people that started with grassroots movements, change completely. Everything.
Yeah, but these people are way too close to the senior leadership, the most powerful people on the fucking planet.
Well, that's the problem. See, because that is how it happens. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. If you see Ann Vandersteel, great woman, right? Obviously, she's
Love her.
Yeah, she's on the network at Red State. Give me a second. Give me a sec. I'm going to get my front door. I hope you were talking, Patrick, and it wasn't just dead air, or were you just?
No, it was largely dead air. There was a sigh I may have given off. I'm just so exhausted with all of this, Tori. I really am. I spent from 2007 to 2010 between Iraq, Afghanistan, and like MacDill, fighting this war that was taking place overseas, thinking so naively that somehow we could keep it from coming to our shores, right? But that was super, super naive, Tay. It's here, and there's a war going on, that same war that I was a subject matter expert in, that I've been fighting since, from 2007 related to with Dynology to 2015, right? Information Assurance Security Officer. I got a good understanding of what's going on. And we are in a world of shit, Tori. Yeah, I wasn't built for this. I'm just trying to do what I swore an oath to do, and that is protect my country from threats, both foreign and domestic. And I'm so overwhelmed with the support from like your followers and my followers, but still is overwhelmed, and great as that is, it's overwhelming with the betrayal and the games and the lies. It's overwhelming with all of it. This is so tied into so many damn people that everybody should want to know what the answers are to the questions I'm asking. And that's all I'm doing. I'm asking legitimate questions as a fact witness, as a whistleblower. I'm saying ask these questions as a whistleblower. And if you find that anything I've said was a lie, call me out on it. But otherwise, please, dear God, if you want to have anything left of a country, you've got to do something. And I'm just running out of energy to even try when nobody seems to care. Right?
Right. No. And betrayal hurts. I mean, Patrick, listen, I had Haley Kennington, who was fired from, big league politics, who had no one for her. I held her up. I tried to, help her in any way, shape, or form. You know how much I care about the people that I devote. I'm a very loyal person. You have to do a lot before I flip on you. Right.
Yeah.
And, she actually she even sent Millie money while she was in jail because I didn't even know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, she was talking shit about Millie. And then telling people that, Millie's not who she says she is and Tori isn't either. And I'm like, bitch, you know my kids, I know yours. Why would you say that? People do a lot of things for money. And they
Hey, what about fucking Pete Santilli? What the fuck's up with that shit?
I don't know. Come on. Listen, I'm just going to say, people do a lot of things. I think that she was brought into my sphere because they knew that I don't like it when people are mistreated or treated badly, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I took her under my wing, even though I didn't have many wings to take her under, right? And look at what she did to me. She not only, deleted my stuff, but she probably gave access to these people because she was the only one on my website. And she, and it's a good thing that there's a ton of eyes and an investigation done. What about Red State Talk Radio, Patrick? The day that they came home, we had him on speaker in Millie's house, and Scott was like, I don't know what's happening with your server. I'm on my way because I just got a bunch of billboards. And then the next day, my show's off air, and he's like, yeah, you're a little bit too cute. Maybe we should take a couple weeks off. I was like, what the heck? And he sold me out completely. Yeah. I'm like, this is a guy who I've been speaking with for 3 years, right? It is the most incredible thing that he would turn on me and say disgusting things that he knew the truth about. So what people understand is, now I know, holy crap. I can't say that out loud.
Yeah.
I just got a train of thought. I'm just saying it happens to everyone. But what's important to understand is that this is irregular warfare. And even smart people get, put, together and put in boxes. Yeah. Look at how they hacked my shadow on the worst day of my life, Patrick. You know that.
Oh, you went through a terrible, terrible, terrible time, Tori. I'm so sorry that you ever had to experience
and
that.
You're going through a terrible time now because they're hacking your shadow, and that's what it is. And I'm glad.
They're not hacking my shadow. They're hacking somebody else's shadow that's a good person, and that kind of makes me feel fucking terrible. Because I see them left and right destroying good people, good Americans. I see them infiltrating good patriotic organizations for their own personal profit, right? And it's really making me sick. These are good people. These are good patriots. George was a good guy. Bikes 45 did a lot of good work.
Yeah, he did.
They helped get people elected. Now those people that I helped get elected with them have been infiltrated by a psychopath, and nobody's saying a psychopath doesn't even have to have a motorcycle, and nobody's saying anything about this.
Yeah,
what's going on, man?
That's okay. Now the people know, and the people hear this and they see it. That's what I'm saying. People need to understand who these people are that are telling you how to MAGA. Okay, they're telling you how to be, patriots. They're telling you what's true and what's not. Remember that. And that's very important because blackmail, like I had Matt Whitaker on my show and he kindly couldn't believe that, when I was like, what are we doing about blackmail? Like, that's a big problem in DC.
Yeah.
That's a big problem everywhere. And he was like, yeah, so he didn't like that question. Right? Because that's the biggest problem. Everyone has blackmail on everyone, and that's what they do. So
They do.
yeah, I know. So Patrick,
They
everyone
really
supports
do.
you. Everyone supports you, and all of us are working, with, working in faith, right, and walking in faith, and all of this. I mean, you don't even need to worry, Patrick, because the only reason they came at you this hard is because now you have wings. Before, they clipped you when you filed your.
Well, I can't
report.
keep doing this. I can't keep doing this without some freaking help, and I can't. Right? I can't beat them without some serious help. Right?
You've got
powerful people.
You don't need powerful people. Have you met anyone more powerful than yourself? That's the thing, right, guys? I mean, we're more powerful than all of them. Stop that,
Well,
Patrick.
myself doesn't have a law degree to be able to get this shit into the court system. I got to go through attorneys, and I can't even get attorneys that haven't, I got to raise a ton of money that seemingly every time I try to raise money, I have people right now that are leaving my site because they think I'm a fucking child molester, that I molested my fucking 10-year-old daughter because of some piece of shit who I'm trying to expose, right? It's like two steps forward, one step forward, two steps back.
Patrick, I had a lot of those when Red State. Hey, I had people that were, my subscribers for a long time, and when Red State dropped me, they were saying nasty things to me, and I'm like, dude, you don't even know who I am yet.
I'm busting my ass for this everything to get this exposed.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: if this isn't just happenstance. Yesterday, Pete Santilli jumped into my chat room and started things. Then it was announced that Roger Stone's going under an audit, and he was constantly going on about Roger Stone. I was like, what the heck, man? There's nothing in that video that said anything. It could have said more stuff, but it didn't. We could have said 3DC, that company is fucking Chinese. We could have said that, but we didn't, right?
We could have said a lot more that Roger Stone told me in front of fucking George Colella and the parents of the guy that said, let's roll on 9/11. I forget their names, but God bless them, right? But Roger Stone said in front of them, when I asked him about if he had known and worked with General Jones or his son Jim with Dynology, if he was familiar with it. And he said he was. He had.
Okay,
but then when I asked him if he was familiar with the Shadow, he's like, "Oh, I never heard of that." And then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." Right? But that we were sitting at his table. Bikers 45 is so connected with Stone. We provide him all their security.
Right. So Patrick, all this is happening to you. Meanwhile, my North Dakota, the state Supreme Court, came up with some loser excuse saying, well, even if the order is erroneous, you have to abide by it. And by the way, you had to give us notice that you're suing us, even though a state employee was suing me in civil. Which is bizarre. So now they're going to cost me more money to go to the real federal Supreme Court. And that is appalling. So there is no justice. Patrick, the courts aren't going to help right now. And the FBI's not.
Well, I'm going to keep trying what I can. And nobody's freaking helping anyway. So nobody has to tell me that something's not going to help. I'm just going to keep doing the same stupid ass thing I do that I know is not going to work until maybe someday it either works or they kill me. But everybody else says, oh, that's not going to work or this isn't going to work. But then they haven't been able to figure out anything to work themselves. So maybe we should all just try our best to keep pressure on everybody, and maybe eventually something's going to work.
Yes, exactly. And this is why you should go to the sheriff.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Right?
Someone said that
I'm so excited about that prospect.
No federal jurisdiction. Actually, misconduct of courts of states are federal.
Literally, Tori, the FBI are saying to people, reaching out to them with information about people with the January 6th insurrection. They are looking for these people as being sought as for inciting it.
I know.
Every one of them that's attacking me right now.
I know. And it's going to come out. It's going to come out. It just all,
maybe. I'm not so sure. I'm going to keep trying.
And
it ain't going to be my fault if it doesn't. It's going to be everybody else's, not mine.
And
I've given everything for this I can. God is my witness. And I'll keep giving the best that I can. But these people are just fucking scum. They are. Hey, Tori, we gotta wrap this up.
No, we do. And so let me wrap it up.
I gotta just relax after that. I gotta just get this under control here. And I appreciate everyone's help. If anybody can help out, go to freedomstream.tv. You can get my book. That's huge help. Because I gotta get this into court. I'm gonna finish. I'll have my book finished by my next one finished by the 15th. I'll have it printed by Memorial Day. The book's definitely gotten interesting, wouldn't you say, Tori?
Mm-hmm. It has. And just to recap, guys, before we go, and those of you on Twitch, we're going to raid after a nice, smooth Tom McDonald jazz. I wanted to say what we heard today was, how blackmail operates, how, beating pregnant women is okay, yet they're still going to tell you how to MAGA, how the head of the Proud Boys possibly bought the baby daddy of that woman that was beaten by his own Proud Boy people, is okay with that, and how she's still continuing to text this woman that's being beaten up and stuff, text and do things, with really big names. Bizarre. All happening at once. But Patrick,
I'm gonna get some books signed and mailed out over the next couple days, but I'm gonna probably largely be offline this weekend. I need a break, Tor.
I need a break. You need a break.
I'll get some more books signed and get them out. I've had to run all over. I'm behind on that.
I wanted to apologize for having to open the door. Phoebe had gone, as you know, she was at church making palms because it's Palm Sunday for us this Sunday. So she had just gotten from church. Okay, well, God bless Patrick. We'll talk anyway tomorrow. Maybe you won't talk to people, but we'll talk together.
We'll talk. All right.
Bye, Patrick.
All right. Thank you, Tor.
Bye.
God bless. God bless y'all. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. So that was our Patrick telling you exactly what he's going through and just how vicious it can be. Someone else is calling him right now, so don't worry. He's okay. He's just really exhausted. And, the one thing about me is that they can't cancel me. Hence why I said we're going to do Tom McDonald, right? Because he's got a great song about that. I just wanted you guys to know how this is and how they operate. It's very important to understand it. One, we've got the left supposedly hating on the right, supposedly hating DeSantis and everything, but no one is reporting how all the agencies are closed and they're reinforced with protection, which is weird. Second, right? We have a baby mama, right? Who is baby mama allegedly to the head of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, that's also an FBI informant, that also was going to run for Congress, that, Jonathan Ritchie's, Ali Akbar, associate with this woman. One of them beat her allegedly and caused her harm while she was pregnant. So this is all like, okay for them. This is where their morality sits. And then she's there, and I saw it, getting texts from Roger Stone to go meet at a steakhouse. Now, is it from him? Who knows? I mean, yeah, it was. You know, you see it and you hear the voicemail saying that the Proud Boys have put a hit on you. He literally said it with his mouth. So the audio's there. This is all real stuff. This is how they operate. These are the people that do it. And, you know, they're holding this woman hostage because of her kids. But for me, I'm someone that can't be canceled. So I just wanted to say that you can't cancel someone that isn't owned by anyone, right? And you can't cancel someone that owns their shadow, right? Because a lot of people come at and say, "Oh, you work for Bennett." It's okay. I'm okay with that. Because the only way to defeat your enemy is to know thy enemy very, very well. And when I realized I was batting for the wrong team, all I did was pay attention. And for those of you judging, we'll judge away. I'm going to keep on fighting, and that's okay. I own myself, so nobody can cancel me. So on that note, breaking news, right? That what? Enrique Tarrio, baby daddy. So enjoy this video, and after this video, we'll raid on Twitch.
Canceled, there's no way that you can stop me. I'm fully independent, there's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors, let me help you with some. Yeah.
He's a racist, he's a sexist, he's in love with Donald Trump.
Y'all can't cancel me, my life is scandal free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses cause the brand is me. My hands are clean, my family and my fans agree. Y'all can't cancel me for facts because you're mad and weak. Go ahead and tell the world I'm ugly and racist. I braid my hair and I don't care about cultural appropriation. I moved to the ghetto, lived in the ghetto, there's no Caucasians. And still I loved every single one of my neighbors. How's a man say I'm clickbait if he gonna use this face to get clicks on his page? Y'all hypocrites are made. But I ain't tripping about these bullies, it ain't 6th grade. Go ahead and diss me trying to sell a couple mixtapes. I'm not afraid, take my face and my name, paste it on the front page. I'm already famous and you'll never change it by hating or claiming you'll take it away. My grind wicked, write my rhymes different. You could try to quantify defying limits as a dying gimmick and deny I'm winning. This is pure fire, this ain't white privilege. I do what I want, get all the Gucci and Louis Vuitton out of my closet, out of my crib. I do not want it, that is for kids. That is for rappers who ask you to produce their beats for free, pretending online like they rich. I am not playing it safe, I said what I said, it is what it is.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. No wasted time trying to cancel me, okay? They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
Everybody knows my name, from local folks to global fame. I'm vocal about the social justice movements. I expose the fakes, turn rappers into ghosts and graves. Make no mistake, they bones will break. I'll throw them in the wolf enclosure, slowly turn and close the cage. Acres full of sheep, you know that I'm the only goat. I'm great, they spoke my name to mostly hate. I don't complain, I'm woke, I wait. A total focus soldier, wrote the art of war. Know every page, I'm numb to all the dumbness. Smoke tobacco laced with Novocaine. I won't behave, I stoke the flames. I'll choke their throats with golden chains. Use vocal cords as skipping ropes and jump till I am soaked in brains. From open plains to coastal waves to solar rays in open space. Can't find nobody doper unless you poke your veins and snort cocaine. Whoa, y'all can't cancel me. Just get mad that I'm the man until you smash the screen. Like, whoa, I can handle heat. I walk through hell in open sandals drinking gasoline. Yeah, I could have been a star, could have had a mansion and a car and a Grammy album on the charts. I'm a savage, Randy with the bars. I don't rap about Xanax, goddammit, can't cancel facts. We need answers, championing trash to the masses actually massively damages, yeah. Keep trying to cancel me, yeah. I own the master, so yeah. I make the beats, I write the songs, I own the cameras, yeah. I could have been famous, dumb my music down till it's basic. Get it on the hottest Spotify playlist, modify my catalog and go mainstream, yeah.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me, okay? They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
I feel like all these rappers lately on a mission. They starting drama, they don't really want no problems, so they talk in whispers. Don't even start, no competition, y'all are finished. They say they feeling froggy, but I bet none of these frogs gon' rib it. They think I'm soft, but I promise y'all that I'm solid like a rock inside a Teflon box and dipped in carbon fiber liquid. I'm not religious, but I walk with Christians. If Jesus died for all my sins, he'd need 1,000,000 crosses tall as buildings. Y'all can't cancel me. I'm a god and you're the devil, stop attacking me. Like, whoa, nails in my hands and feet. Y'all some snakes, I don't need fruit from that apple tree. I ain't doing features or buying beats. I'm a wolf, I don't lie with sheep. I am what I am, and I can't hide my teeth. Way too many rumors, I'm like, who said it? Never met him. If he dissed me, probably about to drop a new record. I do what I want, no matter if I get approval or not. Y'all ain't gonna cyberbully me or try to push on me until I'm becoming some dude who I'm not. Head full of ludicrous thoughts, producing the songs. My music is truth and you brutally shocked. I'm shooting my shot, I'm Biggie, I'm shady, I'm new school Pac. Go ahead and call me a piece of garbage, make a starving artist your primary target. I'm the largest monster in the farthest darkness, and my claws are sharpened, I'm an army sergeant. If people wanna hate, then I'm grateful. It's only gonna make what I say less painful. Look at my face, embrace, I'm unstable. I ain't gonna break or shake or feel shameful.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me, okay? They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
So, yeah, nobody can cancel me, but the pain's coming. I hope you guys remember that the whole thing about these whole assets that are penetrating Bergie is because they know that they can't get to me. And this is why they hijacked him. Remember Jason Funes asking him, "You're Q, you're this." What was Ali Akbar's thing? "You're this, you're this." They're obsessed, 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 obsessed. I wish there was an obsession song. Because see, they can't cancel people that don't have anything that they don't own. I've said this many, many times before. Every single time you have fallen, use that as a badge. Never let someone use it as a weapon. And I am not afraid of any of them. I fear nothing because they all know I've got everything we need. And that's the thing. Okay, so nobody can cancel anybody. Canceling is for people that allow themselves to get canceled, right? And that's how it goes. So let's just see all this nice, painful things that are happening. But we will go through pain too. It goes both ways. You can't have one mass hurting and not another. But we're game, right? We're bucked up. I mean, I'm not very fit. And these braces are really chewing at the inner side of my mouth as well. So, on that note, you guys, I don't know what we're going to raid today on Twitch. I'm kind of thinking. I'm looking around and I'm like, what do we raid? What do we raid? What do we raid? And I'm thinking, I think that quite frankly's on. I like him. We should raid him. Okay. So let's give him a good raid. He's super awesome. I like him a lot. So let's raid quite frankly right now. He's talking Grand Theft Auto TV. I don't know what that is, but I'll jump in and see it. So remember, guys, you heard it here first. All that, fakery happening is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So for those of you on the other channels, I will be disconnecting with this 60-second, not so hot, smooth jazz countdown. God bless.
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down. I'm with you, the American people. I am your voice.